Hey, what's up, ThunderCats fans? It's a very special occasion because I'm joined by a special guest, and this is the first of this type of interview that I've ever done. And I'm so excited to welcome a big ThunderCats fan. His name is Nicholas Carver. Nick, welcome, and I'm so excited to have you here. How you
Thank
doing?
you. I'm fine. I'm so excited to be here too because I love your channel, watch all your videos, and I can't believe now I'm one of them. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's awesome because you belong on here because a lot of people are going to be surprised with what we're going to reveal. And I'm so excited because I'm just one of the people that's been on the sideline that has had a little bit of insight into this massive project. Now, obviously, by now, whoever is watching this know from the subject what this video is about. And of course, we are talking about the Black Widow shark custom figures that you have made. And it's not just one, but you have made three custom Black Widow shark
All
figures.
three.
So please tell the watchers what it is exactly that you have made and what it is that inspired you to make this.
Oh, okay. Well, so if we start from the beginning, I was shopping for a Christmas present last Christmas, actually, for my neighbor. And I was walking through the aisles and I saw this shark toy, a huge shark. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, how cool would it be if they had made the Black Widow shark like back when we were kids? And then I thought, really cool. So I started looking at it, and the teeth chomp and the eyes light up. I was like, man, that what a really cool thing that would have been if we could have had the Black Widow shark. But I didn't buy the toy. I've never done a custom before, so it was just on my mind. And I kept thinking about it, like that image of that shark from the cartoon was in my head. And then I was at Target and I saw paint on their little craft aisle just out of the corner of my eye. I happened to see it, and it was all the right colors. I thought, oh my God, like, okay, what if I bought that toy and I could paint it? And then kept thinking more about it, like, wow, but she's got fur. And so I went to a hobby store, and they had fur, the exact color. There were two colors, and one of them was the right color. And I was like, oh man, okay, this has to happen.
It's
So
meant
I
to
went
be.
back. Yeah, I went back and I bought the shark and started working out like, okay, how am I going to turn this into what it needs to be? Because it wasn't anywhere close to what the shark is supposed to be. It had all these fins like a real shark does. And so then I started the process of figuring out how am I going to get this thing into the shark that it needs to be, cut all that stuff off. But then what do you do with the holes? So I had to find, all the right material. I can go into that if you want to, but basically it ended up being the shark that it needed to be after a lot of work. Handmade, all the little legs, each little leg individually sculpted, me sitting here rolling clay and everything hand painted. So it was a ton of work to get it where it was, but hopefully people will like it.
So was this, which of the three was this one? Was this the ultimate sized one?
Yeah, the ultimate size came first. And then when I went back to buy that toy to turn it into the Black Widow shark, then I saw one that was like the perfect LJN size. And I thought, oh gosh, here we go. Now I have to have the LJN size too. And then I found one that was like reaction size or KidWorks size. So it's like, okay, well, that covers everything. Then we've got Ultimates, LJN, and KidWorks. It has to happen.
So how long did this take you to create these monstrous figures? Because I've seen pictures of it, and we'll get to the pictures now. But um, do you? How long did it take you?
Um, let's see, probably 4 months, but that's not me working on it all the time. I would have like an hour a day to work on it. And, plus like the learning process of, never making a custom figure before. So having to go through that. And plus I didn't really have all the right tools. I was using grandma's hair dryer to heat up the plastic so I could cut fins off. I didn't have a real heat gun. I've since bought that stuff because it was like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore, and bought stuff to make it easier. So yeah, about 4 months probably.
Okay, so the first one
That's all
that you've
three
made.
though. That's all three
Okay,
sharks. Yeah.
okay. So then now, as of right now, these three figures are available for bidding on eBay as we speak. So if you're watching this, go and bid now for whichever Black Widow shark it is that you want, because obviously there's three choices. You can choose between the ultimate sized one, and you can also choose to have an LJN size one, and then the other one it actually fits in not just with the reaction figures, but also with those like those mini kids works, right? Yes. So,
Yes.
can you show us one of them while we're talking? I'm curious to actually see it in
You
person.
need a live shark in person? Here she is. It's huge. Look, compared to my face. Ah,
Okay.
eyes light up. See if you can get the light in there. Can you see it good?
Yes.
Push the fin down and the eyes light up, the teeth chomp. Battery pack. So when you get it, if you need to change the batteries, the battery pack is inside the mouth. And it just takes those three little 357 batteries, I think. Everything is posable. Each little digit you can bend. It's so you can get, I mean, she doesn't really walk with her legs, and you're not going to be doing like karate poses, but you can definitely, move them around. So like any way you want them to go, they'll go. But she's still sandy from me taking her down to the path.
Okay, so talking about her being Sandy. Now, what people don't know is now I'm going to intercut with some pictures while we're talking. Is you went on a photo shoot. You chose the perfect spot. Is it in your backyard?
It's not in my backyard, but actually, I grew up in that area. And this is where we played ThunderCats when I was a kid. So it's a nature trail. I live in Florida, and Florida's all flatland. But this area, it must have been a river, a billion years ago. And it's dwindled down to a stream, but it cut the landscape way down. So the homes are up on top. And then this stream has cut way down in there. And so there's a nature trail, a sidewalk you walk on, but when we were kids, we'd just run down in there. And there were different spots. Like there's this plant, we call them elephant ears. I don't know what they're really called, but there's a plant that grows around water and it has a leaf shaped like an elephant ear. But at this path, they were huge because of all the nutrients and stuff. They would grow huge and you could sit under them. And then the stream went in front. So like a moat. So we were like, well, that's Cat's Lair. And in another section, there was a huge cypress tree that had fallen and it was gone, but the trunk was still there and it was pyramid shaped. And you couldn't get to it easily. You had to climb on a palm tree, and the tree would like lower as you're walking down. And then you jump off into the little pyramid, and the tree would shoot back up. And we're like, okay, this is Mum Ra's pyramid. And another spot, a huge tree had fallen from one of the storms, and you could walk up the tree and way up into the branches. So that was Treetop Kingdom. So that's where we played ThunderCats when I was a kid. So when I was making the shark, I thought, I mean, the project kept growing, first one shark, then three. And then I was like, well, I have to do photos that look like the card back art from the LJN toys. And I was like, okay, I got to take this thing down the path because I know I'll be able to get shots because that river is scaled perfectly for, a toy shoot.
So
So
can
that's
can
what I
you?
did.
I mean, those pictures they are really fantastic, and I'm gonna
Oh,
be
thank
sharing
you.
them with your permission over the next few weeks
Yes, of
because there's
course.
just so many of them, and you don't want
Oh,
anybody to miss out on this because it really feels like an 80s throwback. It was done so well. Now,
oh,
can
thank
you
you so
show
much.
us a comparison of that ultimate size one with an ultimate figure,
Yeah.
just so we can see? I mean, it's
So
really much bigger.
here's the new. This is the latest, the deluxe, but it's still the ultimate size. But that's how big
Okay,
compared.
so
You can get
so
him.
this
You can get him in the mouth. So
now
it's
now
right.
you
I mean,
it's
the height and
massive.
everything. It's the right size. It's 21 inches long, and I can't remember. I put it in the eBay how wide it is, but it's huge.
So
It's a massive.
it's you even have a picture there of the black widow shark on top of the Thunder tank, and that I didn't realize
Yes.
until
Yeah.
seeing this now how big it is.
It fits perfectly because in that picture, it's about this part of it is on the tank and the rest is kind of sticking off. That's because I was trying to get it where, like, recreating that shot from Termagar the Tuska where she's on the tank and you can see Tiger and Chitara in there. But it's as long as it's huge for
Okay.
being on the tank. Like it can sit up there. So if you wanted to display it that way, there's definitely room to do that. She'll sit right on top.
She's fantastic. You know what? I've never thought of if there was any character or beast from the show to be made. That was definitely not the one that I would have thought of. But
Really? I
seeing
mean,
this, she's
yeah, it
she's
wasn't
like
on my mind
fantastic.
either.
She
Well, thank
and
you so
now
much. But yeah,
I want this. Now I want this. So Super 7, if you're watching, please get this man. Get in touch with him because this is superb. This is really so cool. And the person who is going to buy this, I am sure, is going to be so happy to have one of a kind Black Widow Shark in ultimate scale. But there's more. So show us the LJN one.
yeah. Okay, so here's LJN size.
That is still big.
It's still pretty big, right? I mean, you saw there's pictures of it scaled next to the moat monster, and it's about that size. This one, okay, so this shark did not have any light up eyes, the toy that I used. So, but I had learned how to do the wiring from the previous one. So then I just built in a switch, which you can't even see, it's in the fur. And so you can just turn the eyes on and they'll stay on. And they're pretty bright. Like that's
Yes.
not bad.
Yes. Yes, they are bright. They're quite bright. That you know what that's like. That feels so vintage. That yellow looks just like Lino's eyes that were lighting up.
Yeah.
That is
And the
so
shark,
exciting.
her eyes light up yellow in the cartoon, which is why I did that. But it's like a 2 second thing, but still.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Do you have an LJN figure there that you can show us
Sure do.
to do the comparison?
So this is
Okay, awesome.
Lionel.
And we all know how big Lino is. I mean, he's the scale of an Ultimates figure.
Yeah.
So that is just it just feels right.
Right. I mean, when I saw it, I saw, the size of it. I was like, okay, it has to happen. It was almost just not my fault. It also does something. So this is like the KidWorks Mumra, and you can chew them up.
Oh
Then you
gosh.
can open it like where the battery pack is, and then you can get them back out of the belly. This pops out. That's the battery pack, and there's your Mumra back.
Wow.
So he can eat them up.
So that's a bonus feature. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be able to play with it, right?
And that's the one thing that I know a lot of customs are they're basically just for display. Don't fiddle too much with them or they're gonna start breaking. But the way that you're handling these, you're like manhandling these. They're like
Yeah.
you
I mean, I
can
learned from when I was making it. I made one for a friend of mine, and some paint had chipped off, I think, in the shipping. Because the paint I was using is like craft paint. It's not really meant for this, but I don't want that happening. So I bought this really expensive clear coat that's, I think, made for kitchen cabinets. When people paint kitchen cabinets, you put this clear coat up and it won't chip. So it's in way better shape. It's never not going to chip. So yeah, you can play with them. I mean, I sure did. You saw me down the path, and I was in the water for 2 hours getting this shoot. So
so
yeah, they're to be having fun with them.
so there's one more, and that is of course the
Yes.
smallest one of the lot. But it fits in with the reaction figures. It's beautiful. It's adorable. And also the kids works figures like you showed off.
Yeah. So here's reaction Lionel toy version compared to the shark. So it's still scaled like the body size, based on the cartoon. It's still just right. And then if you want to see the reaction Mumra, let's see, you can't really see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it's
Reaction Mumra.
it's really and this one is light. He's also got light up eyes, right?
This one, the eyes don't light up, but they're glow in the dark. So you charge it.
Ah,
I mean, You can cut to some shots of. I did it where it's in the dark and the eyes glow in the dark, really well too.
Okay.
Just use a
Yes.
flashlight or the sunlight, but they're painted, and that glow in
Yes.
the dark is clear coating. So
That's fantastic. And
we'll
its
pull the
jaws
pull.
also.
Yeah, the jaw. You just push the fence. So all of them have. It's the Battlematic action. They have to have that. So that's one of the
Uh,
things that made me think like, okay, this has to happen because you got everything from the '80s line, light up
well,
eyes, action features.
yes. Now talking about that, I mean the you not only went to the river to go and take action shots, you also recreated like the card back, and there's a picture with the astral mode monster, isn't it? Yes, if I remember
Yes, that's
correctly.
right.
And
Yeah,
then there's an LJN Mamra and LJN Marmot as well, or Ravage, whatever you want to call
yeah.
him. But that is so exciting, and I'm showing these now as we're talking. But it's just there's one specific picture where you have the shark in your hand. It's like a close-up shot of you holding, and that picture is just like that is so typical of the promotional stuff that we got back in the day. That is
They'd have the little
congratulations. That is
kid.
just so
Yeah,
awesome.
I was going for this. So, there's the kid holding the hand showing how the action feature works. So I just went based off of the card back.
Now these card
Well,
packs,
and before I
these
forget, there is one thing.
yes,
Oh, go ahead.
show it. No, please show.
Oh, okay. There is one thing I don't know if I've shown you yet, but the cards, they always had this awesome artwork of the eyes light up feature. And I don't know if I showed you this yet, but I also made a Black Widow shark eyes light up logo. And
Indeed, you
one
did.
other one,
Yes,
because when she jumps up out of the water, she's got the splash. So I made those. I wish I could do stickers. Maybe someday I'll figure out how to do stickers because that'd be a fun sticker to have. Or a
that would
shirt.
definitely be. Yes, definitely. That would be awesome to be placed on a shirt. Yes, man. Okay, now you're giving me ideas. I have to put you in touch with people so you can sell those extra Black Widow
Okay.
Shark t-shirts just in time for Christmas. But that is really awesome. Did you think
Sure.
about making a box for your Black Widow Sharks?
Yes, I would love to do that. I don't really have all the resources. Like I feel like I would need the right resources to do all of that, do it digitally and be able to cut everything the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, that's definitely on my mind. And if I ever do figure out, the right tools and stuff to do that, I definitely want to do it because I've got all the shots, so everything can go in there. It's basically ready for that.
So
So one day,
one day, one day. So tell me, will you be making more of the Black Widow Shark if there's a demand for this? I can't see how they would not be.
well, I mean, I guess you just never know if people are going to like this or not. I mean, I think it's really fun to have, but you just never know. So, I mean, if there's like this overwhelming demand of work, it took over my dining room table for, months, but if people really wanted to have it and there's a big demand for it, then I'll do my best to make another one.
Okay, so now you've got these three different sized sharks, obviously ultimates, and then Aljane. So I want to know. I've seen you've got the new deluxe Lion-O. Do you collect the ultimates line, and how is was now I have to start again.
It's all right.
Okay, so okay, now you've shown off your Black Widow sharks and they're all different scales, and we've seen that deluxe lineup. Do you collect the Ultimates line from Super 7?
Have to. It's not a choice. They're so good, right? I mean, I love
Uh,
it. Yeah, I love the
uh,
Ultimate Stone. I hope they expand it. I hope they do even more. I mean, if the shark like inspires them to do a shark, I'll pass out. I mean, there's so many. What about the wolf rat? Imagine Super 7 doing the wolf rat with the way they love to do the like the cyborg. You can look inside and see the robot parts. there's a lot they can do. Yeah, I love Super Sevens Ultimates.
That's fantastic. So now, obviously, this love for Thundercats comes from being a child. So I've seen you've got some LJN toys, but did you have them growing up? Are those your vintage toys? How did you get
Yeah,
Thundercats? What's
actually,
the story?
this is this is my vintage story, and actually, I have an awesome story about how that all came to be. I was 5 when the show was on TV, so I wasn't really old enough to be asking for the toys for Christmas when they were everywhere. But by the time I was wanting the toys, they were gone. You couldn't get them in the stores, and so actually I wrote to LGN because on the back of the card it has their address on there. So I wrote to them with a crown and said, I want to buy the toys. Like, where can I get the toys? And they wrote me back, and I would die to still have that today. We saved that letter for a long time. I don't know what happened to it, but they wrote me back and thanked me for, loving the toys. And they said they'd been discontinued and look at outlet stores. But we didn't have any outlet stores. We couldn't find them. And so I just asked Santa for Christmas. And I wrote out like, I have Groon, but I need these. I wrote out like all the figures that I wanted for Santa. And, so imagine what's going to happen. So my grandmother, one day we were coming home from dinner or something, and we stopped at Toys R Us, and she went inside, and had kind of fallen asleep in the back seat. But by the time she came out, I was sort of waking up, and I heard her say, I can't find him anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was thinking, well, I already asked Santa. Like, I got this. Santa's on this. And then one day she was a teacher, and so she was talking to a fellow teacher. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's asked Santa for these Thundercats, and I can't get them. And she said, my son has the whole set, and he doesn't play with them anymore. Yeah, exactly, right. So she bought them from that
Wow.
teacher, and her son that I grew up with in school. His name's David, awesome guy. So this was David's first. And so I got the whole set for Christmas. So imagine, so I get up Christmas morning. I know this is going to be good. Everything's legit. Santa's on it. I walk in, and the first thing I see was the snowman. Like, that's the perfect image to be burned in my mind for Christmas, right? It's the snowman under the tree. I was screaming. I ran and got mom. I was like, it's a miracle. And it really was, you know. And she was so groggy. She told me later that because she had started by wrapping them all individually, and she got sick of it because there's so many. And so she just started setting them up under the tree. And so I dragged them all to grandma's house and set them all up. I was like, look, grandma. It was just an amazing memory. So unbelievable, like how all came to be.
That is fantastic. That's really special. And now to actually have that, even though it's David's, it's yours now. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. You've gotten this figure, and now you've expanded your collection with these wonderful Black Widow sharks that you've made.
it's almost like the line is still continuing, which actually is my dream. Like, you see at Target, Playmates has the original Ninja Turtles out. Ghostbusters, you can get the original that have like the fright features. Like, my dream is LJN will be back someday. So who knows? You never know.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like that. I'd like to see those in store. That would be cool.
Me too.
Well, I have to say, congratulations, because they are really fantastic and it is so much fun. And thank you for sharing this. Now, I've known about this for a couple of weeks already, maybe a couple of months. I don't remember. It's been like a while that I've had to keep quiet about this, but it's worth it because now we are here. These items are live, and I'm inviting everybody just to go check these out on eBay. The links are going to be below, and please go and support this. He's a big Thundercats fan. It's obvious. I mean, you have been a Thundercats fan since you were a little kid playing by the river, where you now went back to and gave us new shots of your custom Black Widow shark.
Well, thank you so much. And first of all, like, thanks for the support, like all during, the time that I've been giving you the little teasers, and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I really appreciate it because I don't know if people were going to want to see this shark or not. But thank you so much. And everybody watching, I really appreciate just everybody seeing the pictures and checking out the eBay. I really appreciate it. Thank you. My first time ever doing a custom, and I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much.
Well, it's going to rock. So, if you're watching this, go and check out Nick's listing. Links are below, and then just go and support us. I'm going to be posting this, and I'm also going to be tagging Nick on Instagram so that you can go and see and like the posts on his side as well. He's also going to share these pictures on his end. But congratulations once again. It's just so much fun to see something that's so different, that is not something that's been ever released yet by any toy company. I do hope that we get to see this, even if this is just the starting point or the inspiration of a future Black Widow shark by Super 7. It is a big figure. You have proven this. It's massive. It's gorgeous. It's dangerous. So well done, and I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And I'll keep quiet now because I'm just rambling on about how excited I am. But I bet that you are excited as well.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm on one of your videos. I'll never get over this. This is so rad. Like, so just having a shark and being something that you like enough that you're like wanting to put it on your amazing. Thank you so much. I can't believe it.